This is Skills Homework 5, drawing single line graphs. You might have to draw a graph yourself on your own paper, but here they're giving you some graph paper, and in an exam they'd give you some graph paper possibly. We've got our data there, and we've got our blood sugar level on the y-axis, and we've got time of day on the x-axis. So we are just looking for plotting the points correctly and then joining them with a neat ruled line. So here we go. So time of day 6 is going to be 92. So what's the scale here? I think it's just simple 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and that sort of thing. So you can either use crosses or a dot with a circle around them. I'm going to use crosses. You normally draw this in pencil, and then if you make a mistake you can just rub it out. I'm going to be naughty and use a red pen just to make it kind of really clear. So I'll try and do this as quickly as possible. So 7 is 95, 8 is 130, 9 is 120, 10 is 110, 11, 105, 12, 100, 13 is 98, so 95, 96, 97, 98, 14 is 120, 15, 125, 16, 93, 1, 2, 3, 17 is 100, 18 is 105, 19 is 95, so 90, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 20 is 93, 1, 2, 3, 21 is 91, 22 is 95, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 23 is 93, 1, 2, 3, and 24 is 94. And then what we're looking to do is, in biology you'll get your marks for joining them up dot to dot with a ruler. And you could do a line of best fit, but quite often you do it wrong, or you end up making up data that you can't actually see. So it's better just to follow the rules and join it up dot to dot. Try and be careful to join it up absolutely dot to dot properly, because you will lose marks if it's not to the centre of the point. I try and start in the middle of the cross as a good starting position. And if you're doing it like me in pen, you make a mistake, you are in trouble. Like I nearly went up to that one, I nearly forgot about this point down here. Also, your ink can sometimes smudge. So the more of these that you do, the better you get at doing them, and you do get quicker as well. And there we are. So hopefully you got the points for plotting the points correctly and also drawing the line correctly. And if you do it in pencil, then that'll be better. From the graph, what do you think is the approximate norm for blood sugar level? Approximate. So that'd be, what would it kind of normally be, but not, you don't have to actually measure this. So we're looking at, what would it kind of normally be? Well, when you're not having a meal, what would it tend to be? And probably, you know, this sort of area here, or where we started before the meals, that's the sort of area that we're looking at. So about kind of between 90 and 95, that would be our normal there. So 90 to kind of 95. So if you suggested a number in those regions, I'll put my units on, and I'm going to copy the units from here. So these units here, you can't go wrong if you just copy them. If you change the unit, then you might get it wrong. What is the effect of eating a meal on blood sugar level? So we've got our meals here, and we can see an immediate rise each time. So blood sugar rises. Why does the blood sugar level drop between meals? A couple of suggestions here. One is that insulin is produced by the pancreas, and the blood sugar, glucose, gets converted into, you know, glycogen and stored in your muscles and your liver. Or from your own knowledge, well, what do you do with the sugar? You burn it off in respiration. So sugar used in respiration. Or you could talk about insulin being produced and conversion of sugars into storage compounds such as glycogen. So that's the first graph, and then we have another graph. Growth in a cucumber leaf. Yes, cucumbers do have leaves, they are plants. And on this one we're just again trying to hammer the point home that you're drawing these dot to dot with a ruler. So here we go. So again, I'm just putting the pen at the centre of the dot, and then trying to get it to the centre of the next dot. Again, you'll be using pencil for this. Oh, that's not very good, that one. But I'm just using pen so it's clear. So for example, that one, if you didn't like it, it'd get the point, it's okay, it's not that bad, but you could rub it out. Fiddly, these ones. I was pretty good at dot to dot as a kid. Life skills. And there you are. You notice here that we can't actually extrapolate this to the zero because we haven't got a data point there, so we can't make it any further. And then we've got some questions. So this is reading graphs. So area of the leaf on day 6. So now, so day 6 there, we are going to, you could just read this off the graph, or if you're like me, I like to put the lines on. So day 6, I've probably done that a little bit too high. So on day 6 we've got, remind ourselves what's going on here, 10, 20, 30, 40. So 40, 45, so 40, 47, 48, that's sort of our answer there. So area is 40, I'm going to put 48, but you could add 47, 48, that sort of thing. And it tells you here, remember the units. Of course you'd always put the units on, so we've got cm squared, or centimetre squared. Area on day 12, so just exactly the same thing. And where people have got this wrong, it's because they've not put these lines on, I think, and perhaps read this scale wrong. So 160, 170, 180, so between 170 and 180, is it halfway? Probably just a bit more. So I'm going for 176 an area centimetre squared. Next two answers are days, so we're just doing the reverse thing. So we're starting off at 70 centimetres squared, so 60, 70, and going across this way, and down. So it's just before day 8, so we could have 7.8 or 7.9, but I'm going to round that up to the nearest whole day, so day 8. No particular units, and it gives the which day it is, so it's just a number there. But you could put day. Let's put day 8 just to make it really clear. 210 cm cubed. This one's a bit more obvious. And going down there, that's going to be day 14. Growth was fast between which days? Right, we just need to have a look on this graph here. So fast will be a steep curve, so you can see the steepest part is those sorts of areas there. So we could possibly put from days 7, 8, 9 up until day 13, something like that. So let's go for day 7 to day 13. And the slower bits, well, it's going to be these points, so your best guess there. There'll be a range of values with the examiner. So for example, days 1 to 3 there. And there's 2 points on here, so we're going to have one up there as well, between maybe 17 and 20. And that is the end of that. Hopefully you can read graphs.